In this video, we shall look at the biggest ongoing and completed Russian megaprojects in Africa. Africa's booming. But who's behind some of the continent's most ambitious projects? From nuclear power plants to high-speed railways, Russia is making a big splash. Get ready to be amazed as we count down the biggest ongoing and completed Russian megaprojects in Africa. Number 7. Rosatom nuclear power plants. Rosatom, Russia's state-owned nuclear enterprise, is actively courting numerous African countries with the promise of clean, dependable nuclear energy. Egypt, South Africa, and Zambia are all in the early phases of discussing and conducting feasibility studies for nuclear power projects. Nuclear power presents an appealing solution to Africa's energy problems. It can create enormous amounts of electricity without emitting greenhouse gases, contributing to cleaner energy infrastructure. However, constructing nuclear facilities is a difficult and costly task. Safety concerns, nuclear waste disposal, and lengthy building timelines are also major roadblocks. Rosatom advertises itself as a one-stop shop for funding, technology, and project training. If successful, these initiatives could provide a much-needed energy boost to these African countries. However, the profitability and timeframes of these projects are unknown, depending on a variety of circumstances, such as handling complex negotiations, addressing safety concerns, and obtaining financing. Number 6. Hydrocarbon exploration and production. While expanding into nuclear energy, Russia is also a known presence in Africa's oil and gas sector. Russian conglomerates such as Rosneft, Lukoil, and Gazprom are heavily invested in exploration and production projects across the continent. These projects contribute significantly to Africa's oil and gas output, with prominent contributors including Nigeria, Angola, and Mozambique. Partnering with Russia provides African states with access to oil and gas development expertise and financial opportunities. This can be a significant source of cash for governments and aid in economic development. However, there is increasing concern about Africa's over-reliance on fossil fuels. Concerns about climate change, as well as the global push for greener energy sources, call into question the long-term viability of these projects. The picture painted by Russia's engagement in Africa's energy sector is complicated. Although there are many obstacles to overcome, nuclear technology presents a viable route to clean energy. Although oil and gas development is a well-known source of revenue, environmental issues cannot be disregarded. Russia's influence will probably remain a major, although contentious, factor as Africa negotiates its energy future. Number 5. Military cooperation. Russia has a lengthy history of arming countries in Africa. For many years, nations like Sudan, Algeria, and Angola have been major users of Russian weapons. There is more to this military cooperation than just the sale of weapons. Additionally, Russia provides military training courses, sending instructors to teach African soldiers how to operate and maintain their weapons. Russia is concentrating on military cooperation in Africa for a number of reasons. Initially, it fortifies relations with African countries, cultivating political coalitions that can be advantageous to Russia in the global arena. Second, the Russian military sector makes a substantial amount of money from the profitable business of arms sales. Ultimately, Russia can project its power and maybe oppose Western military ambitions on the region by having a larger military presence in Africa. However, this increased militarization can lead to regional instability and fuel conflicts. Number 4. Mali gold mining. Mali is a country abundant in natural resources, especially gold. The Wagner Group is a Russian private military company with close ties to the Kremlin. Wagner has gotten very interested in gold mining operations in Mali. While the specifics of this partnership are unclear, questions arise. First, there are concerns regarding resource exploitation. Is Mali getting a fair share of the revenues made by its own gold reserves? Second, the Wagner Group's techniques and human rights record are being scrutinized. Reports of violence and intimidation against civilians raise severe issues about the ethics of this collaboration. The situation in Mali demonstrates the complexity of Russia's participation in Africa. Russia may provide economic potential through resource extraction, but the lack of transparency and potential human rights abuses raise ethical questions. The long-term consequences of these shadowy deals remain to be seen. Number 3. Railway rehabilitation. Across Africa, there is a rumbling of development as various Russian corporations work to revitalize the continent's railway system. Transmashholding, for example, isn't creating wholly new trains. Instead, they're focusing on locomotives, which some may call the railway system's unsung heroes. Consider a fleet of elderly locomotives laboring to transport products and passengers over long distances. Transmashholding has stepped in, giving renovation efforts to breathe new life into aging locomotives in Angola. This includes updating outdated parts, adopting efficiency improvements, and even introducing newer models from their production lines. Revamping vintage locomotives entails more than just repainting them. It also entails increasing efficiency and reliability. Modernized locomotives may carry greater loads, travel faster, and require less maintenance. This equates to more efficient transportation of people and goods, which is critical for increasing trade within Africa and with foreign markets. Another Russian corporation, Russian Railways, has a slightly different strategy. While Transmashholding works on locomotives, Russian Railways is helping Zambia research and appraise potential railway upgrades. Consider a team of engineers carefully examining current railway lines, stations, and signaling systems. Their purpose is to identify opportunities for improvement, which could include track maintenance, updates to signaling systems, and even the building of additional stations or branch lines. Russian enterprises' railway rehabilitation efforts benefit both sides. African countries receive much-needed transportation infrastructure enhancements, allowing for more efficient movement of people, products, and resources. This can result in economic growth, expanded commercial opportunities, and a more connected continent. These initiatives provide an opportunity for Russia to demonstrate its engineering expertise while also potentially securing lucrative contracts for future African railway developments. Number 2. Diamond mining. Diamonds have long been associated with both prosperity and controversy in Africa. Russia has made significant investments in diamond mining ventures in Angola. Consider large expanses of African soil being painstakingly mined, yielding rare diamonds that will be cleaned and turned into sparkling jewelry. This collaboration benefits both parties economically. African nations earn cash from their resources, while Russia ensures a continuous supply of diamonds for the global market. However, there are reservations about this collaboration. Transparency and ethical ethics are essential in the diamond trade to prevent exploitation and conflict diamonds. Questions remain regarding whether local populations are treated equitably and whether environmental standards are followed during mining operations. As Russia explores new diamond mining opportunities in countries like Zimbabwe, these issues need to be carefully addressed to ensure a sustainable and responsible mining industry. Number 1. Debt restructuring. Many African countries have high national debt. Russia has emerged as a player in this field, proposing debt restructuring solutions to several African countries. Consider a country with a mound of debt, straining to pay off loans. Russia comes in, offering a new loan accord with potentially better terms. On the surface, this may appear to be a helpful gesture. However, there are some negatives to consider. Debt restructuring can lead to a new reliance on Russia. African countries may become involved in intricate economic relationships with Russia, potentially limiting their options for future loans or trade agreements. The specifics of these debt restructuring agreements are vital, and transparency is essential to ensuring that they benefit African countries in the long run. So, those were the incredible mega projects changing the face of Africa. If you want to see more amazing content like this, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out the video on the end screen playing right now.